Yes, I'm ready. Okay. All right.
We're back.
We're back.
Actually, I'll open this one up.
Okay, good.
So, following last time's conversation where I was opening up about the very heavy personal story about baby mom and the daughter, this time around, I'm just going to let you guide the conversation. We ain't continuing where we left off.
Okay.
And whatever you want to ask me.
All
This
right.
this is a free for all, whatever you want to talk about.
Okay.
Cause yeah, we be talking about a bunch of shit.
Yeah. Not a problem. So I know there's one thing that I've been meaning to ask you. I don't think I've ever asked you that question personally.
Uh-huh.
Um. Okay. So, and we'll. That's just a regular question, but So when you did music, 'cause I don't think I've ever heard you talk about somebody that inspires you when you do music. I don't think I've ever heard you say like, oh, so and so inspires me, or so and so inspires me. So when you were young and you started doing music, was there anybody that you felt inspired by?
Mozart, Beethoven, Stevie Wonder. Those were the three people programmed into my first keyboard
Okay.
because they would just have their music programmed into it. So
Oh.
those were the three that I would listen to their songs and melodies, and I'm like, dang,
Or music, because you said
I
Mozart. So
wanna
those are
play like
the
them.
composers. Okay. So classical music.
Classical music and just melodic music. So Stevie Wonder is very melodic, and he
Yeah.
plays the keys. Um, on a hip hop level, Dr. Dre and Timbaland were my favorite hip hop producers.
Okay.
Eminem was my favorite rapper. Outkast, Andre 3000
Yeah.
specifically.
Yes. Very good.
Um, yeah, those are the
Those were the
main
main ones.
ones. I'm trying
Okay.
to think if I'm missing anybody. I liked a lot of different types of music though,
Yeah.
but those are the main ones.
Those were the main ones. Okay. So until now, like still now, is that the same people that you like like
Yeah,
that you kind of like get inspired by?
yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. I was wondering. I never asked you that question before. I was like, I wonder, like, who does he like? 'Cause I
I
know
get
it's your
I get
music.
inspiration from a lot of different sounds though,
Yeah.
but those are the main people that I can name.
Would you say you
But
have
I'm
a?
influenced by a lot of like
Yeah.
rock bands.
Okay.
Um, we was just talking about MTV earlier, like
Yeah.
that Aqua song.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved that song.
Right. Right.
Pop music, I love pop music. So all the boy bands, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears. If you want to know how to really write a great song, listen to a pop song.
Mm.
So I watched a lot of MTV.
Yeah.
So a lot of the best pop songs that was out, like that influenced me. All the like top hot hits in the world, like
Yes.
yeah. So I
That's
just
good.
like good music
Okay, so you
of
just like
any
music,
genre.
yeah. So you don't have a specific genre that you really, really only listen to. Well,
Hip hop
well, yeah, you do have,
mostly.
yeah. So we'll say hip hop mostly
Like if
too.
I'm just on my playlist.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I listen to everything too. I don't really have a particular sound that I like.
Yeah,
I like anything. Like I listen to anything anyway. So I get that. I can see
yeah,
that with you because of the music you make, especially that last one you just made. The last instrumental.
yeah.
Yes. But okay, so that's with the music now, and I just got a hole in my head right now. It's been a long day. Don't
Hey,
mind me. It's been a
hey,
long day, so
we
I just
got
gotta
we got
think real
all
quick.
day. Well, not all day, but
It's been a long day.
no, I was saying we got all day, but
Oh
really
yeah,
the
no,
day
not
about to
long.
be over.
Exactly. No, it's been a long day here. But anyway, so yes, I wanted to know about that, and then I wanted to know: do you feel like you have a genre, like your genre of music that you make? Like I know you make hip hop music. Some
Hmm.
of them can sound popish
I just
more.
call it melodic hip hop
Melodic hip hop. Okay, that's
because it's very
interesting.
hip hop.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
But because I'm influenced by real composers, I don't have that sample sound that a lot of hip hop people have. Because hip
Yeah,
hop is driven off samples,
yeah, that's
and I don't
true.
really do that.
You
So
don't do samples, right?
I
Why is
do
that?
melodically sound hip hop.
So you don't like to use samples, or
Nah, not sampling somebody's whole cadence and no,
no?
I don't build music off of samples.
Okay.
I'll use a sample as like a piece to add to what I did.
Right. Have you ever? I don't think I've ever heard
Yeah,
that.
I've done it a few
You done it
times just
before?
to experiment,
Okay.
like use a sample like a actual cadence
Yeah.
and building around it, or just using it to. Actually, yeah, I've done that maybe twice, once or
Okay.
twice,
Okay, so not often at all.
just to
Because you got a lot of
experiment.
music out, so you haven't really done that a lot then at
No, I
all.
don't do that.
Okay, so
I don't like sampling.
right, so everything you do is really like you. It's just authentic. It's you from scratch, and that's it. That's
Yep.
good. Okay, got you. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So besides that, so I know we talked about the music already. We're not going to talk about it this whole, sit down here. But I know the last time we talked, you were saying how you, even though you got a YMC and everything now, and we love the YMC and everything, but you said that you want to kind of like also focus on your entrepreneur stuff, right? Like you
Yep.
want to get back into. So let's talk about that because I know you wanted to, kind of like talk about your ideas and the things that you wanted to do with that.
Yep.
What was your plan right now as far as that?
Yeah, I want to quit my job.
Oh, okay.
I want to quit my
But
job.
all right, well that's gonna take some time.
Fuck that. I'm walking out, baby. I'm
Not
quitting
walking out
tomorrow.
now.
I'm quitting
Okay,
tomorrow.
now.
I'm gonna call in and I'm gonna say, you know what? I know I'm supposed to come in tonight, but fuck that shit.
You just gonna go in the wild and not know what's gonna happen.
That I would. I'm not gonna do that, but I
Okay.
think about it.
I mean,
I think about it, but because I know what it's like to be out here and just
Yeah.
working my own business and paying bills and just
Yeah.
having complete control over my time.
right.
So I'm starting to miss that flow, but I appreciate the stability that I have
Yeah,
because of the job.
yeah. I think
So
that's.
I have a 1 year goal. I want to be at my job for one more year,
Mhm.
but within the next year, I want to plan to, work my business to a point where I don't need to be at the job.
So one more year, and well, that's the plan is at least at least one more year, maybe two. If
Yeah,
like
no
to make
more than
sure,
two.
no more than two,
No
yeah.
more than because
Just to
I've been
make
there for
sure.
2 years.
Yeah.
Definitely before I turn 40. I'm 37. I'm turning 38 this year.
All
I'll be
right.
39
So
next
then,
year.
yeah. So two
Before
more
I
years.
turn
I
40,
think 2 years is enough time anyway. I think to plan out what you want to. Number one, you already done it, so it's nothing new. You're not like starting from scratch trying to start a business. So I think you already got like the upper hand on that. So 2 years is like ample time for you to really like create and build whatever it is that you want to build and like make the money and see it being there consistently.
yep,
So you can be like, you know what, I don't even need to start this job. I can just leave.
I go.
Or you could also keep it because you say it's very easy going and you
Yeah,
don't,
it's not like I don't hate my job. So
right.
I'm in a good position. A lot of people hate their job and they're stressed out and they just really they want to leave real quick. I want to leave because I don't want to get too complacent.
Right.
Jobs make me too complacent. And it
Mm.
makes everybody complacent. When you know you're going to make a certain amount of money,
Yeah.
and especially when you get used to your job, when you get comfortable with your job,
Yeah.
you can really just look at it as a thing that you need,
Yeah. I
and you're too
mean,
comfortable in it. I
that's.
don't
I
want to
mean,
get that.
that's
I don't want to
right.
get to that
And
point.
that's you, right? But obviously, everything here needs an employee. Everybody got to work, right? So people have jobs for a reason. People have careers. They work a job. They have to go to the schedule. The doctors have schedules that they have to. So it makes sense.
Hmm.
It's just preference, really.
Yeah,
Do you want to just be an entrepreneur? Or do you want to have a career and do this for like 30 years and then get a pension at the end and get retirement and get all the benefits? So it's really a preference of what you want to do. It's
yep.
like there's no right or wrong
But I will
way to
say,
go.
everybody prefers to have control over their time.
Oh
Nobody wants
yes,
to have their
definitely.
time controlled
Right.
by somebody.
No. But it is
So
what it
that's a
is.
sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, jobs are there. People got to work. Somebody got to do it. Because
Yeah,
if everybody was like, nah, I'm not going to do that, then there would be none of this here.
right.
You know what I mean? So
So the
yeah,
difference is like some people have a vision of what they want to do outside of a job, and I've always had that
right,
creative vision.
exactly.
So I miss having my complete 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I'm in control of my schedule,
Hmm.
where I'm at, who I want to see, what I want to do.
Right.
So I want to have more control over that,
Yeah, yeah,
and I want to get back into that flow.
yeah.
So I want to primarily this time around, I want to make money off of my paid community.
Okay.
I want to make money off selling my music again.
Yes. I think you definitely
So
can do
both of
that.
those things are being sold through the Patreon.
Right.
Uh, I've taken on a few graphic design gigs again.
Yeah,
So
I've
that's
seen
the
that.
main
We
things.
see that. We see your graphic design online. We seen
That's
it.
the main things.
Nice.
And then I wouldn't mind getting paid to do photo shoots again.
Hmm.
I don't want to do social media management anymore. I
You
did that a
don't.
lot, so I don't
Why?
want to do
Why is
that.
that? What is it about it that you don't like? Like,
I don't like having to post on other people's behalf. I don't like spending too much
um,
time creating stuff for somebody else's brand.
even though they're paying you for it, you just
Yeah, I
don't
don't want
enjoy
to
it.
make money doing that because
Okay.
it takes too much time away from me posting
Your
on
stuff.
my own.
Yeah.
Like
True.
I have a
Yeah.
brand of my own that I want to
Yeah, I
continuously
get it.
put in front of
Yeah,
people.
that's more for somebody that don't. I mean, well, that, it would be their business because if somebody does that, that's their business is to do that for other people. But because you have your own brand,
Yeah,
I guess it takes away from it. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I
So I mean,
get
if
it.
I ever got into that again, I might take on maybe one brand to see how it go.
Yeah, like yeah, because you don't have like you said, you can pick what you want to do,
Yeah.
so you don't have to overwhelm yourself. You know what? These
Did I
bugs.
slap the bug on
I
you?
guess so, because he
Because
came
I hit
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
Where is it? I don't need them
I
climbing
don't
my
know. It's
hair,
probably somewhere
my
on the floor
legs.
dead.
Mm-mm. We out here.
So I like the idea of having a consistent client.
Yeah,
So if I have somebody that has a business and they want to regularly hire me to do graphics for them and content,
yeah,
then I'll start off with just one person that I vibe well with, and
yeah.
then we could just do it like that. So
Yes. Okay. So yeah, that sounds good. So that sounds like something that you would have control over,
yeah,
and then kind of apply to what you already got going on.
yep.
So now, do you ever have any issues? Okay, that's what I was going to talk about too. Do you ever have? Is that like a problem you have too with people paying you on time, or like when you give them like a price?
Mhm.
Like, do you ever have like issues with that? Like issues with people like doing anything for you? Did you ever get like scammed? I should say, like somebody getting all your services and you've helped them and you did
Yeah,
everything.
before like when I first started working for myself, um, I wasn't collecting the deposit.
Mm.
So I would just tell them the price. I would do the whole project and then get paid at the end.
Oh,
So I
but
got
then hold
I
on,
got scammed one time with that. I did a full book cover design. It
and
was
you
like
give it to them.
front, back, spine cover for a book. Gave them the work and
Right.
then they never paid me.
Wow. Are you
So that
serious?
happened one time, and from
Wow.
that I was like,
You was
okay,
like, no.
I either got to get the full amount up
People are
front,
so
or I got to get a 50% deposit or whatever my deposit is. I got to get something up front before I start
right,
working.
right. Yeah,
So
hairstylists do the same thing. A lot of people like that do. Like girls that do hair and so that they do the same thing too.
yeah,
Like, yeah, I need $50, especially if you schedule it and you don't show up,
yeah,
and now they're wasting my time. So yes, I get it. Yeah, you definitely got to do that. Yeah, the
yep,
scamming stuff is annoying. Definitely. Like people
yeah.
just. So I get how frustrating that could be for you
That didn't
to.
happen a lot though.
Yeah,
It just
that's
happened
good.
at one time. As long as I set my price and I demand a deposit up front,
Yeah,
it goes good.
that's good.
Yeah.
And yes, I gotta blink again. I'm sorry. I gotta blink again.
Hey, we can shift to something else too. We ain't got to talk about business the whole time.
I
'Cause we
know.
got
I
some
wasn't.
juicy things.
That's the
You ain't
point.
got to.
That's why I wasn't going to
You
talk
know what I'm saying?
about
What do
that
you want to
only.
talk about? What is on your mind and heart?
Well, I didn't have any.
Hey,
Aw.
yeah, it's a
Yes.
camera. It's recording.
It's like there's a light there. You see him? You see him in the camera?
Yeah.
He's so cute.
Oh, you good?
He's so cute. I didn't have anything in particular in mind actually because we didn't do it for the last we didn't do our intimate time for the last what, 2 weeks.
What?
The intimate, yeah, we didn't do it for the last 2 weeks.
We took a week off.
Yeah, we took a week off, so I didn't have anything in particular in mind because the one thing I had in mind to talk about at some point was us.
Well, let's talk about it.
You want to talk about us?
If that's hey, let's talk about it. Shit.
We can start. I don't know if
Let's
you
go. Let's go. Let's fucking go now.
all right now. So,
Shit.
well, because I'm sure some people are intrigued on, how this
How
happened.
we got
Yeah,
together and how we met.
some people may know that I was with someone. Some people may not know I was with someone. Who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows? I don't know.
Hmm.
But they may not. And how unexpectedly everything happened
Yep.
because I think you were not even thinking about being with someone. I was definitely wanting to end where I was, but I also wanted to not be with. I didn't want to be in any relationships at all.
Right. Right.
Like I was just like done with just being with anybody. Like I just wanted to be by myself, and that's it.
Yep.
That's what I kept saying to the person I was with at that time.
Hmm.
Was I want to be alone. I don't want to be with anybody. And then I met you,
Yep.
and then you just snapped my heart. You didn't do it purposely.
Nah. Because I was in the same kind of space. I wasn't looking for no relationship. I think I had been single for about shit. That was like 3 years maybe. When I met you, it was 2024. So
Yeah. No.
I had broke up with my most recent ex was the end of 2021. So that was
Right.
the last time I had ever been in anything serious.
And when you said at the end of 2021,
2021.
that's right.
So
And
basically, the top of 2022 is when you can start counting the
right,
years.
right.
So it was 2 years.
Of
It
you
was a
being
2 year
single.
break from just being with anybody.
Right. But dated, right?
No,
No, no dating.
no.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
glad you said that word because I don't date.
Well,
And
I'm saying for the people that
after
know
that,
what dating, we know what
after
it
that
is.
last
Yeah.
relationship,
Mhm.
I made it set in my mind. I'm not gonna approach relationships and dating women in the same approach that I was in the past.
Right.
I was putting women in a friend zone or in a dating zone.
Mm.
And after that last relationship, I'm like, I ain't doing this dating shit no more. I'm not overthinking about who I would see myself with and uh, only spending a lot of time around women that I'm romantically interested in. And I
Yeah.
just got tired of that shit. So I was just big on making friends.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you are a naturally friendly person. So I think it's easy, and I'm like that. So I'm like naturally friendly with people. So that can also get you in like situations when people think that you may be interested in them in a certain way and you're really not. But I don't think it was the case. Like when we met each other, obviously it was on a live.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We was on live. You was in the
Right.
comment
You
section. I
can
was
look
talking to a
right.
friend
I was
on
with the
camera.
person that I was with. Actually, I remember. And I was just on the live. Like it was just like one night, and I was just scrolling, and I seen the girl Elsie, like here, and I seen the live, and I remember just like, oh, okay, I never seen her on the live. Let me just plug in there real quick and see what's going on. Then
Yep.
you were part of that live. Like you guys were both on camera. I remember, and we just started talking. Well, yeah, I was watching you guys talk, and
You
then
were
I
the
was
main
I
one
was
in the
talking.
comment section,
Yeah, it was other
leaving a lot of
people.
comments,
Yeah.
and I liked how you were engaging with the
Hmm.
conversation we were having.
Right. So I remember like, oh, I like the questions she's asking. Yeah. So that's how it went, and I remember. But yeah, it was like really innocent. Like it was nothing special. I was just watching, and then you told me about the wave.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
the
like
day after,
maybe like
or
probably some months.
no, it was like that.
No,
A
it was
couple of
actually
days
maybe a month later,
that
within
you
the
told
next
me
month.
about the wave.
Yeah, it
No,
wasn't right after.
I think it was right after. It was
Oh,
December. Yeah, it was December because that's when I got in the chat.
oh,
Yeah, but I didn't participate. Like I didn't really say anything.
so it
So
was
the
probably
couple of
within the week then.
yeah, it was.
Was that
Yeah,
the first thing when I reached out? I don't think I brought up the wave the
you
first time I
did.
reached out. I think we was
Not the
chatting,
first time, but maybe like a
and
couple of
then
days. Yeah, a couple
yeah,
of days you said something, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
and that was
And
the time where I was reaching out to a lot of people that I felt that I wanted to be part of my community.
yeah,
And when you were in the comment section of that live, you struck me as a person that likes to be social, and
yeah,
I liked your conversation.
yes,
So
yep,
I didn't know you.
right. I didn't know you
I had
either,
only chatted with
but
you that one time,
exactly,
and I'm like, she seemed cool. Let me see if she would want to be part of my wave movement,
yeah,
because I think she'll add some good social energy.
yes. And I was like, yes, okay. I was like, he's cool and everything. And I was
And
so happy when you reached out, and I was like, okay. And I was down for it. And I was like, yeah, I want to be part of it. I was like, because I was trying to get out. I remember at that time I was trying to get out of the hole I was in.
Yep.
Because I'm usually very outgoing. I go out all the time. And that's what my friends know about me. But the last few years before that, I had been going through a lot of stuff, personal stuff within my life and family and all that stuff and children and health. And I was so like in a dark space. But I was ready to get out. So that's why I was online, like talking, like engaging. And then when you brought that up, it was like, oh, right on time. Like that's what I need. I need to get out. Like I'm
Yep.
ready to get out anyway. Because I was telling the person I was with at that time, I need to get out again. Like I feel like I'm always home, watching TV, working, taking care of the kids. Like it's too much. Like
It
it's
was
like
too redundant.
exactly. So it bored me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to do something else, but I needed to do something more wholesome. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to, go to the club like all the time. I didn't want to smoke the hookahs like everybody likes to do in their groups, like their other groups that they have, like Atlanta Live and everything.
Yep.
And that's okay. So when I saw you, I remember thinking he seems familiar,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
And this is when we said you came to how many of my bowling events? Because I was hosting
Oh
a
yeah.
bowling event every month in Atlanta Live.
So I had Kim, yeah, because I moved to Georgia in 2017. So yeah, so at the end of 2017 is when I was going.
You went to
Like,
one,
no, I went to a few. I think I went to like maybe three. Yeah, maybe three of them.
and I swear I never remember meeting you.
I
And
feel like I did.
I spoke to everybody. Like,
I think I remember because I remember you had your long hair then,
yeah,
and it wasn't dyed. It
no,
was all black, right?
yeah.
Yeah, because I vaguely remember
So if you
that.
came to 3, I'm pretty sure I said what's up to you.
Yeah, but like very quickly.
Yeah, because I was just like making sure
Yeah,
everybody was
because you
comfortable.
played. I didn't play at all when I would come. I would go straight to the bar. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I would go get my drinks because I don't.
Okay,
I don't
every
go.
time you went, was it in that VIP room in the back,
Yeah,
or were we on
always.
the main floor?
No, always in that
Okay.
VIP room.
Because
That's
we
where you
used to
was at,
do
right?
we used to do some of them before we got that VIP room.
Mhm.
I was hosting them out on the main floor,
Oh, okay.
and then we worked out a
at
deal.
the end of 2017, was it in the VIP room? Because I remember everybody had the tag, the name. Yeah, because I remember one of the members would pass them around. But I would always go to the bar inside that,
Okay.
we would walk through that door and just go sit down. So
Yep.
yeah, and we didn't even know that. We didn't even know that we even knew each other
Didn't know.
until I came to your first event.
You talking about the first wave event?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Until we came, yeah, because we didn't talk that much when I joined the Wave chat. And the
Yeah,
Wave
because you
group.
said you joined the chat and you really weren't, like, you was kind of not turned off, but you was like, whoa, there's a lot
it was
going on in
Yeah, it
here.
was just a lot going on.
And you didn't really know if you wanted to hop in
Yeah,
and be
I hadn't been
interactive.
in no group chat.
So for the first few months, maybe month, at least
Yeah.
a month, you weren't really too
Months.
active.
It was months.
And I remember you coming in at one point and just saying, okay, I'll try it out. I want to be
Yeah.
more interactive. And then you started talking to us. And around that time, that's when I was hosting meetups, because that was at the top of 2024.
Yeah.
That's when I started. We was just scheduling wave meetups.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that every month, have a spot where we all meet up.
Yeah, and I didn't go to any of those until you had that the picnic in May.
In April.
April.
It was the 420 park.
Yes,
meetup.
yep. I remember, yep.
That's when I met you for the first time.
Yes, and that's when we found out we didn't know each other, but we were part of, but you knew.
I knew the person
you
that
knew the person I was with.
you were with at the time, and that was pretty funny.
I was shocked. I was like, what? I was like, not because I felt like, oh, like like that's crazy, but I was like, oh, Atlanta is small, because he didn't even realize that he knew you until you said something about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very interesting, and I was like, okay, so y'all know each other. Interesting. But yeah, so that happened like that.
And at that time, there was no interest.
Nope, exactly.
I wasn't looking at you as somebody I wanted to be with.
Right.
You wasn't looking at me that kind of way. We really wasn't talking.
No,
personally, we was talking in the community.
Right.
So when y'all showed up, it was just cool vibes.
Yeah, it was fun. We had fun. The kid, like I brought my kids with me. Like it was just fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's how it started really, like that. Me not thinking about anything, me being with somebody and still trying to, get out of that situation. You
And
just
I invited him to the community.
Yeah, you did, but he never joined. But hey.
You know,
So yeah, so he
so it
never
wasn't no weird energy. It wasn't
no,
like me trying to holler at you, and then I
no.
figure out the
You
dude you
never. I
with.
never got that vibe from you anyway. You were just a friendly person. I was a friendly person, and we were both like with that same type of energy.
Yeah,
Like we both had. So that I seen. I recognized that, and I was like, okay, like I can vibe with him. And I think that was the thing that actually made it better for me to be friends with you, is that you didn't try me.
right.
You never were flirtatious with me. You
Nah,
never tried to like sneak little comments. Like you never did that
I
ever.
yo,
Like,
I
and
was
I loved
I
it.
was not looking at you that
I
way
know,
at all.
I know. That's crazy. And look
That's
at
the
us
crazy
now.
shit. I was
It's
not
nuts,
interested in you at all.
yo. At
I
all,
wasn't checking for you.
at all. We were not
There was no
nothing,
interest.
none whatsoever. It was
There
just
was actually other women that
that
I
was
kind of
around.
had, my interest on or eye
Right.
on, but
Right.
it
Well,
was
that you
nothing.
already had interested, right? Like you
Yeah,
already had your own thing going on,
yeah.
and I had the thing that I
I
had
just
going
thought
on.
you were a really cool
Right.
person.
That's it. That's
I
all we
really
thought
fucked
about
with
each
your
other.
energy, and I'm like, this is the kind of people I want in my
Yes.
community. And
Exactly.
because you got daughters,
Yeah.
I'm
And I
like, I'm
wanted to take
making
them
these
out.
family friendly
Yep.
meetups, and I'm like,
And
this
that's
is
what I
great.
wanted too. And I wanted that. I was like, and to me, I was like, that's a match. That's great for me because that's what I needed. I didn't want to be in a group where it's only adult activities. I wanted to bring my kids with me so they could be included and we can all have fun together.
Mm-hmm.
And they loved it. And that's the way it was. So yeah, so it was nothing. It was, regular stuff. Like,
Regular degular.
exactly, regular,
Regular
regular. It
schmegular.
wasn't no match thing. It was no nothing. So despite what people love to say to me, because I've had a few comments, afterwards about, oh yeah, you knew you liked him,
Right,
or
right,
yeah,
right.
you knew or you knew he liked you. I'm like, no, it wasn't even like that. Like, how you gonna put stuff in people's head? It
Yeah,
wasn't even like that
it
at
wasn't.
all. It's like people cannot believe. People don't want to believe that two people that had no initial interest in each other, sexually, romantically,
Right.
whatever, like just feel like each other. Like we felt like, hey, yo, you cool, you cool. Let's be friends. Like we cool. Like we can be friends. We can chill. We can do things together, and that's all it was. And I guess because I was with someone, for the people that knew that, I guess they felt that I was disloyal
Mm-hmm.
or it happened quickly. And I'm like, it didn't, because my situation was supposed to end a long time ago.
Yeah.
My situation was supposed to end the year before I met you.
And
You know
that's
what I
that
mean?
that was always the understanding on my end,
Right.
is that I knew you were living with somebody, you were
Right.
with somebody. So I respect boundaries. I respect
Yeah.
if
Yeah, you
somebody's in a
did.
relationship or living with somebody,
Right.
then I don't get in between that kind of shit.
Exactly. And you did. You did it.
So
Yeah, you did it. I was
sorry.
like,
Sorry,
yeah.
she got up, y'all, and she distracted me.
Anyway. Oh yeah. I
Uh
distracted.
but yeah, like I'm definitely not the type of dude that's trying to be shiesty and trying
Yeah.
to holler at a woman
At
that's
all.
in a relationship. I ain't with
But
that.
see, so over time, like even though we were friends and everything, I think that's when I was like, damn, that's a different type of dude. Like I realized, even though I didn't initially felt different feelings, for you, I had feelings, but I was like, I could see your personality traits, like your qualities, and I was like, that's different. I'm
Yeah,
not used to a man just being solely a friend,
yeah,
like not wanting nothing from me, not trying to get nothing from me, saying things, that's making me uncomfortable or pushing up on me. Like you didn't do any of that. You were so like pure and genuine and then, just down to earth. Like so to me I was like, damn, I ain't never met nobody like that.
yep.
So why not just be cool with this
And
person?
then, so after the first
Meet
meetup,
up, yeah.
then I started hosting the Get Your Ass Up meetups, which
Yeah,
was the workout meetups.
yeah.
Now, when I put that out to the community,
And I remember I talked to you
I'm
about it.
just
I
seeing,
remember.
actually, hold
Yep.
up. You was the one, I
I
don't
asked
know if
you.
did I have the idea to do workout meetups and then I named it and then,
No, you didn't have none of that yet. I talked to you actually. I spoke to you, and I said, "Hey," I was like, I think I said something about going to the parks and maybe like people walking. I was like, I would love to do that. I was like, 'cause I want to exercise and like just go outside. and maybe that can be something we do or something.
Yep.
And then you was like, yeah, because then we can like go to different parks and do that. So that'll make it a thing that we go to parks and then, but so then you set it up. You did everything on your own. You did the flyers.
Yeah, because I remember when we talked about that, I'm like, what I liked about it is that you showed the initiative and that you wanted to do something.
Yes.
And the thing you wanted to do, I'm like, yeah, because I want to get outside and do these meetups anyway.
Yep.
And it's a daytime meetup. It's working out, and I like to do that.
Yep.
So when you brought the idea, I'm like, okay, this is dope. So one other person for sure, because you came to me, I'm like, she's going to guarantee be interested every time I do it. So even if it's just me and her showing up,
right,
I'm gonna always have somebody there to where I can capture content and I can show people in the community, and then we can build from there.
Exactly.
So that's what I said. I'm like, shit.
Yep.
I want to do this shit. I'm gonna name it, put it out to the community, and I told you that. I'm like, even if it's just me and you, it's cool with me, because I just want to be able to do something consistent.
Exactly, yeah. And we were already down for that. We're like, yeah, it don't matter if somebody's there or not. Like, we can just do that. Like, you know, and I already felt safe. So I would have never, if I felt like I couldn't do that with you or felt uncomfortable with anything, I would have never done that. But I could. Because I was like he's like, not like a homegirl, but you know, like it was that way, as in I don't have to worry about
I would hope
anything.
I'm not like a homegirl.
No, no. I look at you like, girl, I'm just saying that I don't have to worry about nothing. You know, I can be myself, I can be okay, I can be safe. So, okay. But, it's on? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
So, yeah, so we did that. So I think that's how we spent that's when we started spending more time together.
Yep.
And then I think that's when the problem starting with me and what I had going on at home with this person.
Yeah, because initially, the first time we did it, it was me, you, and one other person.
Yes, I remember.
So,
and then, you know, we had different...
It was a regular workout meetup.
Yeah, and it was cool.
I didn't really talk to you too much that time. It was like all three of us.
Yeah, you didn't do that either.
So,
we didn't talk at all.
Like, it was only a few times, because it was sometimes where you wasn't able to come.
Yep, exactly.
And I would be there with one other person, and then it would just be me and that person.
Exactly. Yeah, there was a few times I couldn't.
So you was coming like every other week. Mm-hmm. And then eventually, everybody else just stopped showing up, and then it would just be me and you doing the workout meetup.
Exactly. Yep. Meeting at the parks together. You would be there. I would just show up over there.
And then even when it became just me and you, I still was just like, she cool. There was no interest.
Yep.
I just started to notice, okay, this could be a genuine friend of mine.
Yes.
Now, I remember we said that to each other, you know what, we could be friends. This is dope.
We said no matter what, we're going to be each other's light. Like, we're going to be cool because we click. And then we already had, like, connections. Like, we had so many things in common that we shared together. Mm-hmm. And we were like, damn, that's perfect. You know? So,
that's all I was looking at you as a friend. That's it.
Me too. So,
that's it.
Yeah, I know we did. And then, so I think when I started spending a lot of time, well, not a lot of time, but every week, like, you know, just meeting up, that's when the person I was with started feeling some type of way, you know, as a man. And I guess because he knew you, maybe he felt some type of way. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But definitely felt some type of way about it, which caused a lot of issues for me. Oh my God, these bugs. But caused a lot of like friction with me. But I didn't stop because number one, I was like, I'm not trying to be with you, which like you're supposed to be gone. But I don't think he understood that. Like, it was a lot, but I'm not going to talk too much about that part. But it was just a lot going on with this relationship that's not a relationship.
And then I started to...
And I think I told you
I knew about that kind of stuff going on. So even before I was interested in you, I was having to hear about that kind of energy. Yeah. And I don't like being in situations where I'm around a woman. I know she's in a relationship. Already then showed respect to him.
Yep. And you even invited him to
so it's not like I'm...
And he could come.
It's not like I'm trying to just hang out with you and not invite him. Yeah. So it was nothing weird.
Nope. And we even told him to come. Like, you were like, anybody can come. It's not even about you, sir. It's anybody can join in and walk.
So now when
we walking together by ourselves because nobody else showed up.
Right.
That's it. Not because we want to do it by ourselves, you know?
So then that's when it starts to feel weird for me because this ain't the first situation I've been in where I'm around a woman and I know there's a man in her life, whatever it is, a situationship, a relationship,
Yeah.
uh, a friend with benefits that you kind of connected to. It's a lot of weird relationship
Yeah,
dynamics.
exactly. Yeah.
You
Like
know,
the one
like
I had was like,
so that's what I got from
yeah,
your situation was it was just a sticky thing. It
yeah.
never felt like you was
No, it
with
was
a
a
man.
friend, right? It was a at once upon a time it was a good friend of mine for
Yeah.
years. And we also met in another life. It was a good friend of mine. Like we were really good, and decided to move in together, and that's what messed it up because that was not supposed to be somebody I was supposed to be with, and I knew it. But in a moment of weakness, I just said, yeah, why not? Why not? Can come on here, you know what I mean, and we can just make it work. Because I always think two heads better than one.
And you
And
you said you was more on just like some
yeah,
roommate shit.
yeah, that's what I wanted at first, but that's not what it was because that's not what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And then by default, you kind of go. I think women sometimes we have a hard time with. It's kind of like you feel almost for like it's kind of like you just feel obliged almost
Mm-hmm.
because somebody's like caring for you or wants you a certain way, and you do care for them. Because I didn't hate him; that was my friend, so I
Yeah.
did care too. And we did have our things together, but I didn't feel like I needed to be in a relationship with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so that kind of like made me wonder. But I did say that like we can just be roommates. And at some point, we're like, no, we're not doing that. And I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna be together then.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so very early on, maybe like within 3 months of being together, I was already like checked out.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, it's not going to work like that.
And this is before you met me.
Before I met you, that was in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like big. Yeah, that was like 2023, exactly. So that was 2023, like early on, and then yeah, because I met you December.
Mm-hmm.
So that was 2022. That was like towards the end, yeah, because he was with me like May. I think he came May 2022. Yeah, I think he came May 2022, and then yeah, because we moved to Decatur. Yeah, and then I met you because I was in Decatur when I finally spoke to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it had been a while, pretty much. Um,
But the point I really wanted to
yeah,
drive is that there was already a disconnect
yes.
with you and him.
Yep.
It wasn't.
Then
I didn't cause the
no,
disconnect.
you did
It's
not
not
at
like
all.
you met me and then
And
you
then I was
stopped
like,
liking him.
no,
It was you was never really 100% sure
no,
that you wanted him in your space,
nope,
and you wasn't 100% like, yeah, I want to be in a relationship with this
no,
guy.
nope.
So
Exactly, because I struggled with that a lot. Even before he moved in, I would question people like, should I do this? Should I, be
yeah,
with him? And they're like, why not, girl? You deserve it. You deserve because I had been single for so long, and I didn't live with him. I didn't live with a man since 2016. I didn't live with a man at all.
yeah.
I've been living on my own
So
since
you was really
2016.
trying some different shit.
Yeah, I was trying. I was like, let me be different. Let me stop being so hard on everything. Let me stop, being confused
Yeah,
about stuff. That's somebody and that's somebody I knew. Like I hadn't been known for a while. So I was like, why not? Why would I say no?
yeah,
But anyway, so yeah, so he wouldn't understand. This is when I figured out that he was not the person I thought he was. That he was, very different, and he had his own, issues, like inner problems that he had. But that wasn't for me. That was for him to go work on his own.
hmm
You know. But so yeah, so I guess when I met you and I started, going out to those things, he got jealous.
yeah, yeah.
Naturally got jealous.
So once
Felt
I started picking up on the jealous energy,
yeah.
it wasn't gonna make me stop doing my thing because it was never about me trying to
No.
hit on you or
So
get
yeah,
you
so it
in
wasn't
to be
stopping
around
anything.
me.
Right.
I'm gonna continue to host my community events,
Yeah.
and you wanted to be part of the community
Yep.
because you like getting
Right.
out the house,
And
and
you were going,
I'm
and you were
doing
going to
something
go
that you wanted
regardless
to
anyway.
participate in.
Right. And you were doing your thing regardless that I came or didn't come. So it had nothing to do with what I did. That was still your thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it was still your thing. And I wasn't going to stop going anyway.
yeah,
Because I was like, for what? I don't like this dude. Like there's nothing going on with us. There's no reason for you to be jealous. So I'm going to keep going. And you can come too.
and
I
basically
remember.
his jealousy was coming in because you thought highly of me and what I was
Yes.
doing,
Yeah, he
and
did
I
not like
was
that.
bringing an energy that you would want a man that you're
And
with to bring.
I think he knew that because I had spoke to him again before meeting you about the things I didn't like about him and the things I actually valued in a man.
Hmm.
So I think he saw that you had the things that I did like in a man, and probably in his mind was already thought, oh, she likes him, which I didn't even know that. You know what I
And
mean? That I
I hate
even
that. I hate that energy of like men can indirectly be bumping heads and be in competition with each
right
other when it ain't even no fucking beef there.
at all, because there was none.
There's no issue.
But I'm glad it happened that way because if y'all would have clicked, maybe this would have never happened. You know what I mean? Maybe I would have felt like, oh, I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe I would have felt more like, oh no, now they're friends and they're cool, so I can't even. Because that's usually the way I am. If they're like, like guys are really like friends together, it's like a no for me. I can't even do
See,
it.
that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
It
I
could.
mean,
It would. It couldn't
yeah,
have happened. It only could have happened if you were with a man that
that I
y'all are
wanted.
solid
Yeah,
together.
I
Y'all
know.
are secure in the relationship together,
Very
and the man
true.
you're with can be cool with me.
Right.
But
Because he didn't even want to be.
because he's looking at how I'm bringing you outside and you're happy, I'm bringing a energy out of you that he's not bringing out of you.
Yes.
It naturally makes a man jealous,
Yeah.
and now it's like a competition.
Right.
And I fucking hate that shit. And it's not the
I hate
first
it
time it's
too.
happened.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I hate it too
it's
because I
whack.
definitely felt judged when when we finally became something. Even actually before we even became, it was still like, damn, you still going to walk with the dude and he don't want you. I'm like, yeah, because we're not together. And I've already explained to him that there's nothing there, and he can also come with me or with us to do those things.
Mm.
Then at some point, I told him, hey, well, what do you want to do then? Do you want to go to the gym, or do you want to go like us take walks together? Nah, I don't do that. So I was like, okay, but you said you wanted to work out this whole time before we met, Brendan. You said you wanted to work out and lose weight and be active and everything and be healthy, but he never did anything to even step into that direction. I did it. I'm the one who was like, hey, Brendan, when I met you, and I was like, hey, can we do this, this, and this, and that so I can be active? Because I was out of work then on my leave, remember? On
Yeah.
my disability leave. And I needed to be healthy. I had my pain. I was going to physical therapy then, remember? Not only I was walking, so I was doing that for a purpose. I wasn't doing that just to hang out with you. I was also doing that for my health, I remember.
Hmm.
I was going to physical therapy and I was meeting with y'all or with you to do the walks and the little workout we would do out there in the park. But he didn't do any of that. He didn't
Yeah.
even try to support that, you
Yeah.
know? So then I was like, okay, then if you don't want to, I'm going to keep going. And I was like, that's jealousy. It's not jealousy, it's just a principle about it. And I was like, well, what principle? Because if it was a woman, it wouldn't be no problem, right? You know, and he was like, right. I was like, okay, this way it's jealousy
Yeah.
because
It's
I'm
just
walking with a man. And it's a problem. I was like, but I don't see that. I was like, Brendan, no, he's not even like disrespectful. He has never disrespected you or anything like that,
yeah.
or me. So it didn't make sense. It was like a losing battle every time.
Yeah.
And then, so when people would question me about it, I was like, I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I was always very clear, very open, very honest about everything.
Yep.
Like always was. But he just, wouldn't take it. But he was still there though. He never left. He was still here despite me saying, hey, if you have a problem with that, that's even more reason for you to leave then.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't accept it.
So then, okay, we're doing the weekly workout
Hmm.
meetups, and this is when I'm starting to spend more time around
Yeah.
you. I'm getting to know you more, and the friendship is just getting stronger.
Yes.
In my mind, in my eyes, it's just a friendship.
Yeah.
There's still no interest. Um, and then at a certain point, I felt myself starting to like you.
Yes. And I did. And I did too. I think
You know what I'm
something
saying?
happened at the same
It
time.
was a mutual growth of feelings
Right.
on both ends.
Yes.
So then I have to address, okay, I know you're in this situation because I
Right.
never looked at it as a solid relationship.
Right. It wasn't at all.
Um, so now I'm in a position where I have to really assess the situation and like, all right,
And see.
even though it ain't solid, you're living with a man,
Yeah.
and
And that was the
and I'm
tricky thing.
aware that the man is jealous of me.
Yes.
and he doesn't like us hanging out.
Nope, at all.
So
It's like,
now I'm stuck between, okay, I don't feel like I have to respect anything because there's nothing solid between you and him.
mhm.
But then I don't like being or feeling like the side nigga. And I told you that
Yeah,
straight
I
up.
know. Yeah, well, yeah. At some point when we started,
At some point when we were really liking each
when we
other, I'm like,
revealed it to each other, when we confessed.
yeah, and I'm like, I'm starting to feel like, I don't like weird triangle, what they call it, the little,
The love triangle,
yeah, the little
whatever.
love
Yeah.
triangle type shit.
And I was like, it's not on my part. I was like, it's no love triangle here. It's not a triangle because I'm not connecting
Hmm.
love with him at that point.
Yeah.
I didn't have no love, and that was the sad part because I cared for the friendship still. Like I was holding. That was the only. Like that was the thing. The only thing I guess that made it a little bit harder and tricky was that I cared about the friendship, and I also never been in a situation. Never had been still living with someone that I try to do things like try to be in a relationship with. Didn't work out. He's still there. I still want him to go. He don't want to leave. Like it was a lot going on.
Hmm.
Then because of that friendship we had for so long, I think that's why I kind of allowed it to go on for so long and allow him to stay that long. And every time I would tell him he needs to go and hey, just be free, do your thing, I'll do my thing. And I just kept, letting it go along and along. So when I met you now that's what kind of changed a little bit. So when I met you, well, not when I met you, but when we started noticing that we liked each other more
Hmm.
than just, like the platonic friends, that we were. This is when you were like, hey,
Yeah, I
whatever.
wasn't liking the dynamic of it.
Yeah, it was like a lot of drama, kind
I
of.
felt like I was having to sneak. It felt like
Yes.
I was like
Because then I lost
doing
my
something
car.
behind another man's back. And
Right.
I'm a man of respect.
Yep.
I'm a stand-up dude. I have never cheated on nobody.
Yep. Me neither.
I ain't never hollered at somebody that I
Me
knew was in
neither.
a relationship and I'm
Yep.
like,
I don't
I'm just a
care.
side
Right.
nigga and I don't
Right.
give a fuck about that. No, I don't
You
put
never.
myself in positions to be in that type of shit. So I really felt less of myself if I was
Yeah.
to keep seeing you and having to hear about your interactions with him. It was becoming an issue for me.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, you know what? I can't keep linking up with you as long as you're living with him.
Yeah.
So until you figure that out, I don't really want to, link
And
up no
that.
more.
So I think that was one of the points. And I was like, ooh. I was like, I ain't never heard that before.
Yeah.
I had never had a man tell me, no, I'm not gonna see you.
Yeah.
I mean, now that was different because I was actually with someone, so that made sense. But any other man would have not said that.
Yeah.
Because how many times I had a boyfriend and like men were talking to me and I'm like, I got a boyfriend. You're like, so, man, like you ain't gotta know. We can
Yeah.
just keep it on the hush hush. But you did not do that. You know, you you did not. You were like, I'm not gonna see you
Hmm.
until you got to figure out until he's gone.
Yeah.
Until he leaves, not gonna see you. And I remember I was devastated. I was like, what? It's like I was like, I'm losing my best friend. I was like, I'm losing the dude I've been seeing every week. I'm, losing somebody I'm like now starting to feel something for that is brand new to me because again, unexpected. So it was like a shock, but it felt so good. Like it was like so like wow.
And honestly, it was an unfair situation for all three parties
Yeah,
involved because nobody's able to get 100% of what they want out
yeah,
of the situation.
definitely.
Everybody's kind of just in a fucked up situation. And I
Yes,
don't like that. Like
unhappy. Just
everybody
like
got to be on the path that they need to be on.
yeah,
And from what you told me about how y'all started living together, it was doomed from the beginning.
yeah,
So even as a man, I could be looking at another man and I might not respect how they moving, but I still have a heart.
yeah, yeah.
I
Of
still
course.
have a heart and respect. I don't want to ever be in a fucked up situation
Yeah.
and contributing to more dysfunction.
Yes. Yeah.
So here, I know this man really wanted to be with you
Yeah.
for a fact. He wanted you.
Yeah.
You didn't want him the same way he wanted you.
No. And
So
that was yeah. That was tough.
a lot of times, us men sign up for those type of situations where we're chasing a woman
Yeah.
and we like her way more than she likes us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because I knew that was the situation, that's that's a very
you-
compromising and dangerous situation for me to be in, and any
Yeah,
man
true.
that's the outside man, and you're dealing with a woman that's connected to a guy that has strong feelings for
And
her.
that's not trying to let go at that point. At
You know what
that
I
time, he
mean?
was not
And
trying
I'd
to.
be completely innocent in the situation because I'm
Yes.
not trying to take a dude's girl. It's
Right.
men that take pride in that.
Oh yeah, I
They
know.
be like, "Oh, I'll take your beat."
Right.
That ain't the energy.
Yeah,
That
it
shit's
wasn't.
lame. That shit is whack. And I just think people need to move with more honor and
Oh,
respect. So,
security. Excuse me.
oh,
Oh,
okay.
you can't use a tripod. Okay.
All right. So, yeah, security told us we can't use a tripod, so we're gonna pick up this conversation, I guess, on the next one.
Next week, yes, we are.
So, yeah,
Wanna
I
do
don't know
that?
where we left off, but we'll figure it out.
Uh, we're gonna resume for real.